like to show you a setup I have for watering my trees, using 4 buckets and some spigots and hose. Um, Pretty nice setup. Doesn't take too long to make. I'll go through the materials and the tools and whatnot later. But basically it's 4 buckets mounted on the ATV. On my ATV, the rack holds them pretty good, or they fit down inside there. I've got them tied down with 2 ratchet straps that go across the top. I recommend that so they don't tip over. What they have is a 5-gallon bucket. They've got tops on them. I put those rubber plugs in there so you can fill the buckets up with a garden hose. There's also an air vent hole there. Let air in when you're emptying them out. Basically what you got is a spigot down here connected to a hose connector, and then your hose. I just have short hoses on mine because the ground I have is pretty steep. You can see it up there. That's where I'm planting the trees. So you really can't drive right up next to them. You kind of got to get close and take a bucket and walk the water over. If you can drive by your trees, you could put a longer hose on there and then have the spigots so you can work them from the operator's position on the ATV, and you wouldn't have to get on and off. Here are the materials that I made this out of. You'll need buckets. I used 4 for my ATV setup, 5-gallon. You're going to need a top for the buckets that keeps the water from sloshing out. I got these plugs to put in the top of the bucket so you can put water in the bucket without taking the top off. You'll need a spigot. You'll need some plumber's tape, and you'll need 4 female hose connectors, and then you'll need some hose. On mine I just use short hose because my trees are on pretty steep places, and you can't really drive up to them. You kind of get close and walk over. If you can drive up, you might want to get a longer hose so you can stay on the ATV and water them right off the ATV. And you'll need ratchet straps to hold the buckets down to the ATV. I'll put links to the plumbing parts in the description of this video. For tools, you'll need an electric drill. You'll need a small bit, pilot bit. May not be necessary. Then you'll need a 1-inch paddle bit and a 1 1/2 inch paddle bit. And you might need a file. The 1-inch holes were just a little small for putting the plumbing in, but a few strokes with that you could get it in. Need a screwdriver to tighten up your hose clamps, a big wrench, a scissors to cut the hose, and a measuring tape. I put the thing together. First thing you need to do is drill a couple holes, 1-inch hole in the bucket. Make sure you put it high enough up that it'll clear the rack on your ATV. Then you need to drill a 1 1/2 inch hole for the stopper that goes on the top. This is a rubber stopper. Just put that in there like that. I also drilled a small hole up here for an air vent. Next, you take your spigot, and got several parts to it. This part goes inside the bucket through that 1-inch hole you drilled. Next, this have a washer that goes on the outside as well. This locking ring goes on here. Take your wrench and tighten that down. Next, your spigot goes on. I put some of that plumber's tape on here. There's no pressure on this, so I don't know if that's really necessary or not. That goes on there. Next, your female hose connector goes on. It's got a washer, comes with the kit, goes in there. That goes on your spigot. And lastly, put your hose on. I just use short hose because my property's steep and my trees are in the steep spot. Can't really drive right up to them. You gotta walk a little bit. That goes on there. And then there's this hose clamp that goes on here. That all goes on here. And you're ready to go out and water your trees or whatever you want to water. I got 4 of them on my ATV. I can drive pretty close to the trees, and I just use a small bucket to dump the water on the trees. Hope this works out for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.